It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a beer from Oakham and it's the bottle of Citra Session IPA. Zesty, hoppy, citrusy. 4.6% ABV, 500ml bottle. Here is a look at the bottle cap. Nice dark brown bottle. I pulled the beer out the fridge about kind of 10 or so minutes ago, maybe 15 minutes ago. So you can see the condensation on the glass as the beer is kind of being sat, or the bottle's been sat in ambient room temperature. Now, I reviewed this beer 10 years ago. Let's get it out into a glass and see what we get. But this is a very, very noteworthy, famous beer in the UK. I'll tell you why after we've opened it. If you remember my review from 10 years ago, you'll remember why it was such a talked about beer at the time. "10 years, my goodness me." Some of the reviews are like 12 years old now. Been reviewing beer on YouTube for 12 years. Just absolutely insane, isn't it, you know? Unbelievable. Who'd have thought we'd be going that long? And who'd have thought, after we've been going for 12 years, that we would still have kind of such a big interest in beer. I know I've released food videos and I do all sorts of kind of like fireplace videos and stuff, but that's stuff that generally interests me. So I've added that to the channel over the last 12 years, but it's still predominantly beer. I still love doing kind of brewery collaborations and I really enjoy doing the towns and cities and bars and pubs of, say, Swindon or Salisbury we did recently. That was wonderful. I do enjoy doing those videos. I think it's added a massive kind of extra dimension, extra step to the beer reviews, to the channel really. So we got a one finger white head. It's a straw-ish, kind of yellowish, kind of good levels of carbonation. Yes, looking very, very good. So why then was this such a talk about beer 10 years ago? Well, I'll tell you. It was the first UK, or Oakham Ales were the first UK brewery to produce or to use Citra hop in the UK. Everybody wanted to try Citra. Everybody wanted to try this new fandangled kind of American hop. Oakham were the first brewery to import Citra hops on scale, on mass, and they produced this beer. And boy, did it win awards. It won award after an award. It won kind of the hearts and minds of the British beer drinking population. In fact, it was a very difficult beer to get hold of. Oakham were a microbrewery back then, and this was always sold out. It was in fact, I think I had to ring the brewery and beg them to hold on to a bottle and send it to me for the channel, which I think back in the day they did. Thankfully now this is part of a 3 for £5 deal in, where did I buy it? Sainsbury's. 3 bottles for £5, and it's available in Morrison's and Asda and Tesco. It's a widely available beer now. So the song and dance is over. The song and dance is finished in terms of kind of the exclusivity of the beer. But let's see if it's changed. Let's get the aroma. I used to love this beer. It's still got that lovely Citra aroma, which is, for me, a slight kind of grassy, lemony, slightly spicy, peppery, orangey aroma. It smells incredibly juicy. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. It still does that wonderful thing. Wow, that is really hoppy. Wow, that's got a fantastic raw bitterness on the back end. It starts off by offering like an orange peel, spicy, lemony grapefruit flavour. And that quickly goes over to bitterness on the back end. So they're obviously throwing hops into the boil still, which I like. I like it when brewers still throw hops in the boil because I like to taste bitterness in my beer. I love New England IPAs as much as the next man. I really do. But if you kind of ask me what my biggest kind of gripe was with New England IPA, it was the lack of bitterness. It's the lack of balance. You still get that sweetness from a New England IPA. You don't get the bitterness. With this lovely drink that's nicely kind of chilled and very refreshing, it's still offering a really good balance. A lovely balance. Look at the lacing on the glass. Look at that lacing. Look at the beer as I swirl the beer around in the glass. Look at that. So when would I have reviewed this beer? If I did this 10 years ago, it would have been 2012. So actually, I'm looking at the Great British Beer Festival glass I got here. This was from 2011. I think this is that was the first time I went to the CAMRA Great British Beer Festival in London in 2011. And what a thing. What an amazing thing that was. What an amazing first time going there. Me and the wife went. My dad babysat for the kids. They were in the kids were in prams and car seats. I remember they were in car seats, you know, they're like absolute kind of babies, you know. Now they're doing their GCSEs. Now my middle daughter, my one eldest daughter's left school completely. She's 20. My middle daughter's doing her GCSEs, and my younger daughter will be doing her GCSEs and finishing school in 3 years. And you think, you know, when I was drinking this beer 10 years ago, they were nothing but pups, you know. They were little pups. They were running around. I used to have to lock this door. I used to have to do my beer reviews. I used to have to barricade myself in, and it was my little bit of my time. It's the reason why we started the channel. I just wanted a little bit of my space, not the online website, but my little kind of little room, and where I could put my bottles up and just have a bit of me time. That was the whole idea behind drinking the beer on YouTube. And the reason why I talk about all of this, and the reason why I'm kind of regurgitating all of this up, is because when you remember a beer for being fantastic, and when you remember, I still remember the phone call. I phoned up a lady at Oakham Ales, and I was like, please. I told them what I do. I review beer on YouTube, and things were very early on, and you know, I wasn't getting loads and loads of views like I do now. It was very, very small, and they said, yeah, do you know what, we'll send you a bottle. And they did, and I think they sent me a glass as well. It was a brilliant beer back then. It's a brilliant beer now. It's so balanced and lovely. So balanced and crisp and refreshing and juicy and lovely. It really is. I mean, has the beer changed? I don't think it has, you know. I don't think this beer has changed at all. In 2009, oh, hang on a minute. 2009, I didn't review it until 2012. Maybe it took a few years to make it, I don't know. Let's read it anyway. In 2009, on his annual hop sourcing visit to the USA, Oakham's brewing director, John Bryan, discovered an exceptional new hop variety, Citra. He rushed it to the UK, ensuring that Oakham Ales were the first UK brewery to brew a beer with 100% Citra hops, and maintaining Oakham's reputation for pioneering innovation. I remember it without looking at the back of this bottle. I remember this being the first beer with Citra hops in it, and it was a brilliant beer then. It's a brilliant beer now. Light golden colour, bursting with citrus and tropical hop flavours and scents. sensationally refreshing. The original UK Citra. It really is. And you think, it's pioneering. Isn't it pioneering? Isn't it wonderful to think that... Because what happened after, of course, is that it was brewed in 2013, 2014, 2015. Lots of brewers. Everybody uses Citra. It's not even a big deal anymore, this is Citra. But it was back in the day. Beautiful then, beautiful now. I don't know the rating of the beer after reviewing it 10 years ago. I haven't looked at the review. I've just looked at the date when I reviewed it. So my rating now is, it's still a terrific beer. The only thing that's changed is the fact that you can buy it everywhere now. And it's still damn tasty. I don't know what I give it then. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 now. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. There's part of that 9 out of 10 is value for money. Now I think for £1 something, about £1.67 or something like that, 3 bottles for £5, I think that is tremendous value for money, I really do. Thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.